Exercise. Pass by reference. Exercise objective. Create the pass by reference exercise. At the end, we should observe the following. Create a project. We're going to create the pass by reference project. So click on File, a new project. Select Java, Java application, and click on Next. The project name is Pass by Reference, and the project location is Lesson 12, and click on Finish. Create a new class, so right-click on the project, select New and Java class. The class name is Person, and the package is Test, and click on Finish. Modify the code of the Person class. The package name is Test, the class is Person, and we define some attributes. In this case, the first name attribute of type string, and we define a method to get this value. So we define the method getFirstName. This method is public and returns a string. It doesn't receive any argument, and the body of the method only returns the value of the attribute. In this case, return first name. We can use return this dot first name, but in this case it's not necessary because there are no ambiguity with any attribute with any parameter passed to this method. So we can use return this dot first name or return first name only. We close the method and we create another method to modify the value of the attribute. So we define the method public void because it doesn't return anything. The method name is setFirstName and receives an argument. This argument is called argFirstName of type string. And the body of this method only modifies the value of the first name attribute using the argument firstName. Also, we can use the this.firstName, and in that way the argument can have the same name as the attribute, and we can make the difference using the this operator. We close the method and we close the class. We will create another class, so right-click on the project, New and Java class. The class name is Pass by Reference Test, and the package is Test, and click on Finish. We'll modify the code of the class Pass by Reference. So the package is Test, the name of the class is Pass by Reference Test, and we add a main method. We declare a variable of type Person, and we assign it a new reference, in this case new person, using the empty constructor. So the variable P, what stores is the reference of the object that was created in the heap memory. And we modify the first name attribute using the setFirstName method, and we are passing the string John. We print this name. We are going to create this method printName, and we are passing the reference of the P variable. We use another method modifyPerson, and we are going to create this method later. This method receives a reference of type Person. That's why we are passing the P variable. And we print again this variable. So this method will change the attribute of the person object. So let's create these methods. So we create the method modifyPerson. This is public, static, void, modifyPerson, and receives an argument. This argument is of type Person called arg. And this method what does is that modifies the attribute firstName. So we can change the name from John to Charlie, because both variables P and arg are pointing to the same object. So in this case we are passing the reference of the object. And finally we create the printName method. We receive the variable P, and we access to getFirstName, and we print the received value. So this is all for the Pass by Reference Test class. But as we can see, we are passing the reference. That's why we are checking the Pass by Reference topic. So when we are working with objects, we can modify the objects in other methods because we're passing the reference of the object. So we will execute the project, right-click and run file. And the result is as follows. The received value is John, and after modifying the value of the first name attribute, we print again the person object and we receive the value of Charlie. So as we can see, we are creating only one object, but we can modify it from other methods because we are passing the value by reference. Exercise conclusion. With this exercise, we have put into practice the issue of passing parameters by reference. There is much controversy since there is only the pass by value in Java. However, we learned that if the value is the reference of an object, we call it pass by reference, and then we can modify the object directly even outside the method where the object was created. And for that reason, it is called pass by reference, since it is the reference of the created object. Although in this code we use the reserved word return, we will explain it in the following topic in detail.